Many children pee in bed, but overcoming this minor issue is simple. Let's look at how. Up to 1 year of age, involuntary urine loss is a normal occurrence because the child has not yet learned to recognize the stimulus and thus has not acquired control of the bladder. Only after the child has passed the phase of total dependence on the mother, which characterizes the mother-child relationship in the first years of life, does he become independent at the age of 3 or 4. The age limit for acquiring this ability is around 5 years, after which the lack of bladder control is defined as enuresis. Enuresis comes in a variety of forms. It is classified as nocturnal when it occurs only at night, or diurnal when it occurs during the day, primary when control has never been acquired, or secondary when the child resumes peeing in bed after a period of autonomy. The first step in such cases is to consult with a trusted pediatrician to rule out any malformations or pathology. You must also determine the source of the problem. Bedwetting is a problem that affects a child's psychological and emotional well-being. Enuresis, from a psychological standpoint, represents a regression to infantile behavior. In other words, the child who presents this problem tells us that it is difficult for him or her to grow up and give up the security of being cared for by the mother. Bedwetting can occur as a result of jealousy caused by the birth of a baby brother. However, the disturbance can sometimes be used to communicate hostility. Parents instill the concepts of dirty and clean in their children at a young age. Wetting the bed becomes synonymous with dirtying, and the child is well aware of this. Enuresis takes on the meaning of a protest against the parents and the surrounding environment in these cases. Another cause could be the presence of conflict in the family, separations, neglect, etc. A rigid attitude on the part of the parents can cause a lot of anxiety in the child because he perceives that mom and dad value social benefits and expect him to be a perfect child who is always polite and a model student. First and foremost, parents must maintain a balanced attitude rather than blaming the child with phrases like, "Shame on your age," or "What are you up to?" Second, we must avoid waking the child up during the night to pee and writing down the times. These attitudes can cause the child to refuse to go to the bathroom and make him feel more insecure. It is also advised to use absorbent panties instead of diapers. It is critical to create a relaxing and relaxed environment before going to bed. Bedwetting is not always the visible tip of an iceberg that needs to be melted. The first step toward resolving the problem is to create a peaceful environment and trust within the family. Parents must also be understanding. Tolerance becomes an essential component of healing. You can also make him feel less alone by explaining that his problem is shared by many other children his age. Finally, it is critical to help your child understand the benefits of healing, such as being able to sleep outside the home, while also rewarding him for any small progress he makes. How do you deal with bedwetting? Practical tips for dealing with bedwetting. Maintain a calm demeanor and convey to the child your peace of mind and confidence. Speaking openly with your child about the situation he is in can help him manage the problem more calmly. Sharing his experience and informing him that many other children pee in bed helps him gain confidence in himself and the possibility of getting out of it. Do not blame or mock the child. Embarrassing him in public can increase psychological stress and worsen the situation. Reassuring and encouraging him, on the other hand, can be an excellent strategy for involving him in the treatment. Explaining the causes of bedwetting helps the child avoid feeling guilty or different from others. Avoiding fluid overload 2 hours before bedtime, rather than accustoming the child to proper hydration throughout the day, are nighttime control gimmicks. Too often, children avoid drinking during the school day and then make up for it later in the afternoon or evening. Distributing fluid intake correctly throughout the day ensures that the child does not arrive thirsty in the evening and drinks excessively just before falling asleep. Only when taking desmopressin, a synthetic analog of a human hormone with an antidiuretic effect, should one of the liquids be avoided for the previous 2 hours. In any case, avoid caffeine-containing beverages. Almost all cola-based beverages contain it. Go to bed after thoroughly emptying the bladder. Encourage this operation because children are frequently in a hurry and refuse to go to the bathroom or do so in an incomplete manner. Incorporate the habit of peeing with complete bladder emptying into the sleep preparation routine. Wake the baby up once during the night to force him to pee, but only if necessary. This practice, which was once strongly recommended, is no longer universally accepted. Some children may benefit from it, while for other families, it becomes an additional source of stress, resulting in a significant decrease in sleep quality. For example, if your child only urinates once a night and at roughly the same time each time, it may be worth a shot. If there is no improvement, it should be discontinued in favor of other therapeutic strategies. Accustom the child to correct urination habits during the day, gradually increasing the times so that he recognizes the sensation of full bladder. But be careful not to reduce urination frequency too much. Taking the child to the bathroom too frequently exposes him to the risk of bladder mobility dysfunctions and urinary tract infections. If your child agrees, use diapers. Otherwise, use sleepers to protect the baby's bed. The child often accepts the accident and subsequent change of sheets more readily than having to wear diapers that embarrass him. We remind you that the problem can only be solved if the child is actively involved. Forcing him to wear diapers may cause him additional discomfort and emotional stress. Involving him in the linen change, on the other hand, may help him deal with the accident better. Encourage the child to sleep outside the home whenever possible, reminding him to follow the rules he follows at home to avoid wetting the bed. If the incontinent child sleeps outside the home, provide him with spare underwear and pajamas, notify the adult in charge so that the problem does not occur, and ensure that the risk of incontinence does not become a source of ridicule from other friends. Congratulate the child on his or her achievement. Praise the baby after a dry night has a positive reinforcing effect. The baby with more self-confidence has a better chance of success. Did your baby have this issue as well? If that's the case, how did you resolve it? Leave us a comment